All right, so good morning and welcome to Breaking Dawn this morning, people. It is Tuesday. All right, nice. I'm now finalizing some business there for our booking for the Christmas party, right, in November. So I was now sending in some information there very early this morning. So we're moving, right? The ball start to roll. Okay, so welcome to Breaking Dawn this morning. Now, originally I was supposed to have Minister in the Ministry of Housing, Philip Alexander, with us this morning. Yesterday he called me and he said, look, we'll reschedule it to after Independence. He don't want the information to be lost in the essence of Independence Week. So what I did is I rescheduled him to next week Tuesday. So next week Tuesday morning he'll be in person, and I would imagine we'll take some phone calls and things like that as he gives the information. Some of you may have questions, and I'm very sure that he'll be happy to answer any one of those questions that you might put to him while he's here. All right, so having said that, oh, what an interesting 24 hours it was, with the PNM holding a press conference in response to the Brian Manning situation and everything else that is taking place. But that seems to be the main headlines anywhere you look this morning. It's all about the PNM and this whole controversy that has exploded in San Fernando East. All right, now we're going to go through some of these headlines. Good morning to the regional viewers and everybody watching us internationally. We do hope that everybody had a terrific night, and it should be a very terrific, very interesting morning as we get your thoughts on this situation developing here in San Fernando East. I see that John Michael Alibokas, otherwise known as Macamillion, who went up against Brian Manning in 2025 election race, he is saying, he said yesterday, he is ready to take up the mantle of doing the work as MP for the constituency. So things are beginning to get very, very interesting. All right, let's get straight into the action because, it's Tuesday. We got Seth Weil aboard on later this morning. You'll be talking about obesity. But for now, let's get into the vibrations here. Now, just now, Director, let me just check something here. I'm just checking out something here. I want to check and see what's in. Right. So give me PNM turns. Give me that headline. Because that's the main headline this morning. It appears in the paper that I'm using, or the site that I am on, which is Guardian Media, of course. We use this specifically. So embattled San Fernando East MP Brian Manning came under heavy criticism from the People's National Movement leadership yesterday, who turned on him amid a public dispute with his constituency executive with warnings that disciplinary action could be on the horizon. And speaking at a media briefing yesterday, PNM Chairman Marvin Gonzalez urged Manning to exercise restraint as the party continues efforts to resolve issues within the San Fernando East constituency. He warned that Manning's continued public statements had prompted complaints from party members, some of whom were calling for disciplinary action. Gonzalez was joined at the briefing by Deputy Leader Sanjeev Budu and Colmimbert and Senator Dr. Amory Brown. All rejected Manning's claims regarding the party's handling of concerns raised within the constituency. The PNM Women's League also criticized Manning's actions. The controversy stems from complaints made in June. San Fernando East Executive Chairman Patricia Alexis first raised concerns with the party leadership, followed by a complaint from Manning conveying concerns voiced by constituency members, including allegations regarding Alexis's leadership style. An inquiry team headed by Budu subsequently examined the matter and submitted findings and recommendations. And after Manning publicly criticized the process last Tuesday, Gonzalez appealed for all parties to avoid public commentary. However, a statement issued by the San Fernando East executive soon afterwards publicly criticized Manning. And Gonzalez yesterday described that statement as ill-timed and uncalled for. On Sunday, PNM leader Penelope Beckles, Gonzalez and General Secretary Foster Cummings met with the constituency executive, and Manning was invited but did not attend. And the entire Sando East executive resigned yesterday. The whole executive. Later yesterday, following comments made by Manning on a radio program, Gonzalez issued a statement condemning the MP's actions. Right? Now, let me get into a couple of the headlines here. We'll come back to this. This is a very, very interesting scenario. Very, very interesting. PNM Sando East executive resigned amid impasse with MP. That is the next headline, the PNM Sando East. You could put up that one. Yes, I ain't going to go into that because we don't know what's going on. They resign. They must need tape. All right? Then you have Ali Bokas. Ali Bokas seizes on PNM San Fernando East executive crisis. Now, UNC Shadow MP for San Fernando East, John Michael Ali Bokas, says he is ready to serve as the constituency as turmoil deepens within the People's National Movement stronghold. Ali Bokas, who came within 673 votes of unseating PNM MP Brian Manning in last year's general election, has seized on the growing internal conflict to renew his criticism of Manning's representation and position himself as an alternative for constituents. Ali Bokas said the PNM's latest turmoil reinforced concerns he has raised about Manning. Now, let's take a breath and just absorb that there for 1 second, right? San Fernando East is a legacy seat for the PNM. Patrick Manning was the man in that constituency, in that seat, right? Patrick Manning held that seat for many, many years. And the Manning name is associated with, when you hear San Fernando East, you think about the Mannings. However, Alexis raised a very, very key point, because numbers don't lie, is that in 2020 you came in and you win the seat by 5,000 and over 5,000 votes, but in 2025 you only won by 673. And that included a recount, and they recounted it was 673. That is a very, very amazing statistic. And I'll tell you why. And it speaks, I think, to Brian Manning and his poor representation for people of San Fernando East. And this is why I'm saying that. You can't tell me that you gone up in a stronghold, a PNM stronghold constituency, a stronghold seat. Your name, your legacy, you have a legacy name. And that is what probably carried you through in 2020, right? To win by over 5,000 votes. And in that 5-year period, while you were sitting in government, you lose all that momentum that Ali Bokas, as a shadow MP for that constituency, and Ali Bokas is very, very big in Sando as well, right? Macamillia and real big down there. But for him to reach within 673 votes in a stronghold PNM seat speaks to the lack of proper representation there. And I don't think Brian Manning is a politician. I don't think he's made to be. I don't think he's nothing. He's not a politician. He's not a politician. He might be qualified in other fields and things, but politicians, let me tell you something. This is why there's always say politics mightn't be for me. People have asked me already, Stephan, why don't go up for a seat? Stephan, why don't get in politics? Stephan, why don't do this? Stephan, why don't... I said, nah, I good. Because let me tell you why. You see, a politician, when somebody get murdered in your constituency and the family grieving, you have to show up. You know that, right? You have to show up. You have to show up to console the family and things like that. You understand? When people going through all kind of little turmoil and things in the constituency, you have a team of people who does be aware of these things that are going on. You have to make an appearance. You have to do it. You have to dedicate yourself to that. And I don't think Brian Manning has been that guy. Patrick Manning, though. That is the difference. You see, Patos used to show up. And that has been the difference in our constituency. In winning our constituency. Is the people that show up. I have heard that Patrick Manning could have been getting a haircut and get a phone call at somebody who think in the constituency now, wherever, and he say, I come in. And he would leave wherever he is and go and meet them. When, But look at that. Look, Seth is our old San Fernando East boy. He said when he was small, Patrick Manning come and visit the house, all kind of thing. Patrick Manning just show up. You understand? That is the difference between winning and losing and representation and non-representation. And I don't see Brian Manning as that kind of guy. A matter of fact, before you jump into the PNM, Brian Manning was not no politics. As opposed to, all right, let me just oppose that to Makila Pandey. Makila Pandey been in politics, right? From young, right? Under her father, right? So she you could have seen from earlier club that she had already set herself to get into politics, right? Brian Manning was never, think about it, in all the years of the PNM with the father at the helm, he was never involved. And then just so, you jump in politics. But politics is, you have to have an understanding of what politics is. And that is politics. Politics is not winning your seat and you're an MP and you go to parliament and you debate legislation. And no. It's more than that. Being a politician is way more than that, brother man. Way more than that. It's at a point in the work. We doesn't see the work. I mean, we just sit down here, we criticize all these politicians and things, but really and truly, we really don't see the dedication and the work that is put in. We don't see that. We can't cover that. You understand what I'm saying? Every day and wherever. But he's just not that kind of guy. And I think to go from winning by over 5,000 votes to 673, it speaks to that. It speaks to that because you will forever be measured by the performance of your old man. You understand what I'm saying? So your father done said this, the bar here. So if you come in here, people will notice. Hell, if you come in here, people will notice. You understand? And they will compare. And because Patrick Manning had said the bar so high here, you're playing catch up. Right? Now, that's Brian Manning and his political, how can I say it? His political career, right? But what is going on in San Fernando East? You see, they're airing their dirty laundry in public, which PNM never does. The UNC does that. They've done it. I mean, they're behaving very UNC-ish, if you ask me, with all of this bacchanal that is brewing. But the allegations that have been raised by Manning, it speaks to what the government has been telling us, that CPEP was a runaway horse. and that the people that CPEP was created for were not benefiting. They was getting $79 a day. But the contractor, all the contractors was getting the big money. And he has pointed to that, right? And the rest of them now jumping out and saying, hey, don't talk this thing in public. Now you have to wonder how many of them have pressed mute, or how many other, people within PNM constituencies and corporations and so on and so forth are on mute about what was going on. You understand what I'm saying? So it speaks to it. So we know now, if we didn't know before, that when they shut down the CPEP and the URP, and they said, listen, this is what we found. Right? This is what we found. And we know that minister, mother, and father, and everybody was getting contract. But if you had doubts, Manning is saying, you understand? So, let's see what else is in the news. We have Buru. Buru is saying no evidence produced to support corruption allegations. Right? No evidence. And here's the other thing. Brian Manning sat there as the MP for, 5 years? 2020 to 2025? All right. So everything, this is very, very interesting. So here the science how we're breaking it down. Everything that he's bringing to the fore now, right? Whether they say it have no evidence or whatever, right? Because the PNM business, and I don't think he's going to raise these issues and make the allegation unless he knows. Now, to know and to actually have the evidence to prove it's two different things. We know that. But my thing is this. Brian Manning can't tell me that everything that he's talking about now, he didn't know for 5 years as the MP for the area. Which raises another question. If you knew all the time, which I think you would have known all the time, because this is no revelation that just pop up just so, right? So if you knew all the time, why are you choosing now to bring it up? Right? And I know it have all kind of conversations about leadership and this, that, and the other, and this team and that team, and the different factions for leadership within the PNM. But I tell you, this one, this one definitely ain't looking good. And you could see it because yesterday during the press conference, right? And there's the next thing with the PNM trade. Lord Father, I don't know who advising these people, This is a tele I don't know. You all have the PNM presser 2, which is the picture. This was the press conference yesterday. No, somebody posted this picture. And I said to myself, nah, it couldn't be 2 people. No, but it couldn't be 2 people. That's the white shirt. Right, fellas? We just cover things. That's the white shirt, right? Good. So the white shirt pick up 2 people sitting to the front and a set of empty chairs. I don't know who they were expecting. Now, I thought, look, they propaganda. Man. That had to be propaganda, right? Somebody must take a picture or screenshot a picture of the live in the earlies. Maybe they weren't ready yet. Maybe they didn't start yet. Maybe, this was early in the dance and nobody had reached yet. Right? And then I said, let me go and get the live stream feed. Right? Fellas, all have the presser, the actual video. Run. There's the video here, right? Nice. The press conference and start there, no? That's the beginning. Go scroll right down to the end for me. Because I say, okay, they get smart after, because they started to do close-ups. Right. So, right, you're going right down to the end? Right on to the end. Nice Foster Cummins. Hold on. Right, yeah, but go down to the end there and freeze us on that. Yeah. I said, I'm going to go right down to the end. Maybe people filing after and that kind of thing and the seats are fuller. Right? Right, cool. So you have, right. You could hold it right here. You have the guy in the jacket there to this left here. He's probably one of the cameramen or whatever. Or he handling audio. You have the two reporters to the front. You have the PNM posse there that held the press conference. You have Nan Gadsby, Dolly, Foster Cummins. They were over on the other end. Colmimbo down there. That's it. Right? So out of that whole shot there, you have about 3 people from the media. Maybe 4. Well, the guy with the jacket, he could have been the cameraman or whatever. So I say to the PNM now, look, you're not in a good place. If you're going to have press conference, don't put out all them chairs. That's all I say. Because it's not a good look. It looked like you called a press conference and nobody didn't show up. That's what it looked like, right? And that's why somebody can take a picture and say, but wait, nobody. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody want to see a room full of empty chairs. That is a lot of chairs. I do not know who you all were expecting. And if that is some room where the chairs already laid out, you should have people there to move some of them out the shot. Cameraman, right? Because it don't look good. If we was doing something, if I went to speak anywhere to our crowd, let me just say, and my boy here with me, right? Or Chris, and they set that wide shot, and that shot is me and a set of empty chairs. First thing they will tell me is that shot now. That shot ain't looking good, boy. Looking again, talking to nobody. If you understand what I'm saying. And they would reset it. Because it is what you had to project, you understand? Because perception is reality. So, I really don't know what's going on inside of that camp. I don't know what's going on inside of that camp, but that camp in our mess, yes? Anyway, we're going to get to the break. We'll come back and take some calls on the whole Manning issue and San Fernando East issue. What else was there in the news? I see that Georgia Lee, our representative for Miss World, she is in the top 40. All right? She got top 40. So she will be inside that top 40 there. So congratulations to her. I see in another headline here, Sajiwan says, board changes are a normal part of governmental process. Well, now I only heard it from one of the experts now. Because when I say it, yes, when I say it, like, I don't know. This is a natural part of the process, but, you know, I don't know, everybody want to sensationalize whatever. And Zoom management has been urged to speak out on the Independence fireworks. Right? I don't know if they're going with fireworks or they're going with a drone show. My information is that there is going to be a drone show. I do not know about fireworks. I don't know if you're having fireworks with the drone show. I do not know, but I'm hearing of a drone show. But we'll see how that goes on Monday. Right? And then in some union business here, you have NATA calling on the Prime Minister to reconsider the refusal to meet with the Steelworkers Union. And, yeah, basically I guess that's it. All right? Okay. Really how much, except for the San Fernando East thing. So when we come back, we'll get into the Bacchanal with San Fernando Sports. I am doubting very much that Brian Manning is making a play for leadership. He can't lead the PNM. And you know, I'm hearing rumblings of that as well, that, you know, like he realized that they're weak right now and he's probably trying, you know, to elevate himself via his name and get leadership. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. All right? Can't see that happening. All right? It don't work like that. I don't think the membership would vote for him and put him in there. All right? Therapeutic massage on beauty culture. Let me just remind you about that, people. So if you're considering a lucrative career in massage therapy or cosmetology, you can call the Trinidad and Tobago College of Therapeutic Massage and Beauty Culture Limited. They're enrolling now for September 2026. And of course, you can learn from the experts of 40 years in the field and train for a job in the fastest growing industry in the world. They are registered with the Ministry of Education. They're registered with the Accreditation Council of Trinidad and Tobago for a GATE-funded massage diploma. They're also registered with the National Training Agency to teach a cosmetology level 2 CVQ. And you could call them now on 658-3907, or you could WhatsApp them on 496-1111. You can also visit their website, www.ttcollegeofmassage.com. So make sure and check them out. Also, Chef Shiraz has several new courses starting very soon. Let me give you some information on some of those courses before we go further. Let me see here. Okay, all right. I'll share that with you all in just a little bit. Brian Big now messaged me something here. But Brian, I'm talking deeper than that. But nevertheless. Also, Chef Shiraz, right. So Chef has several courses that the Chef Shiraz Culinary Academy is offering. 5th of September, they have the Creative International Cuisine and the Bartending Basics. On the 7th of September, they have the Certificate in Culinary Arts. And on the 19th of September, they have the Baking and Pastry 1 and the Baking and Cake Decorating. And then on the 7th of November, Asian Cuisine and the Certificate in Culinary Arts. And on the 14th of November, they have the City and Guilds Level 3 Diploma in Culinary Arts, as well as the Food Costing, Restaurant, and Catering Workshop. So whichever course appeals to you, you could give Chef a call or WhatsApp him on 3724639 or 7375097. With that, we're going to take our first break. When we come back, we'll get some calls and your comments. And Brian Baker is telling me that actually, under Patrick Manning, Brian was on our board. But being on our board and being in active politics, for me, it's two different things. When you're on our board, you're on our board. I don't know which board you would have been on, but I'm talking about politics, where you are, you're offering yourself up, to represent people, He never appealed to me as that kind of guy. But nevertheless, we'll be back after this. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah. Hey, Adelisha.
Hi, Kimari.
Going on with you left in so?
Well, I just come from Trinidad and Tobago, but I got what's things with tuition, building, a stationary. My parents got for it right now.
You know, last year I was going through the same thing, but then I have a partner. He showed me Elders. I started screaming, right over here, the name Elders. Watch out. I had to do over my maths. All I had to do was pay to do over the maths. I get to do Cape free. And after Cape, again, yeah, opportunities to go abroad and study is a real good school. Elders is the greatest. I tell you, if you want to go now, like, go and sign up, listen.
We are tried, trusted, and proven.
My parents' generation grew up with Royal Castle from the first restaurant in 1968 when that distinctive, tempting aroma hit the air. Like never before, fried chicken with a special blend of local seasonings and a one-of-a-kind flavor down to the bone. Today, Royal Castle still have that same delicious taste and I love it too. And the kids, they have more to enjoy. For me, the Castle is more than just nice food. It's we own, part of me and you, and is the real flavor of TNT.
William Monroe's birthday celebration presents a church fundraiser talent show, The Talent Within. Join us on Saturday, the 29th of August at 6:30 p.m. at the San Juan Revival Ministries. Do you have a talent waiting to be discovered? Then this is your time to shine. Amazing cash prizes. First place, 5,000. Second place, 3,000. Third place, 2,000. Fourth place, 1,500. And fifth place, $1,000. Special guest performances by Blessed Messenger and Minister Sean Daniel. Tickets are only $100 and you your tickets gives you more than just entry. You'll be automatically entered for a chance to win amazing door prizes, a toaster, pressure cooker, cooler, my personal favorite, a garment steamer, and so much more. Don't miss your chance to enjoy a night of incredible talent, great entertainment, and exciting giveaways. For more information, call 490-6760 or 332-6880. The Talent Within, where gifts are revealed and stars are born.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Welcome to Car City Trading, your #1 supply of brand new Korean auto parts. Come on down to lot number 78, Bamboo Settlement number 2, Valsayn, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday to get your Hyundai and Kia vehicular needs. Car City Trading has everything your vehicle needs, from a brand new head and blocks to engine parts, transmissions, suspension parts, body parts, electrical parts, braking system, AC system, even the smallest sensor, and much more. WhatsApp us today at 704-2246 or call us at 645-2603 and let us be your car parts solution. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and look out for our monthly deals and promotions. Car City Trading, quality products at unbeatable prices.
Air conditioning problems? Then look no further. A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an easy solution for all your automotive, commercial, and domestic air conditioning needs. With 2 convenient locations to serve you, A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an extensive range of parts and services, including pressure test kits, refrigerator parts, front and rear evaporators for maxi taxis. They also cater for both foreign and local automobile models like Kia, Hyundai, Honda, Nissan, and more. So pay them a visit today at either of their 2 locations. Number 36 Alfonso Street, Sangre Grande. Phone 784-2707 or 386-5700. And number 133 Corner Roland Street and Bonaventure Main Road, Gasparillo. Phone 312-2245 or 782-9720.
Eden Heights Clinic is one of the most advanced state-of-the-art alternative clinics in the Caribbean. They offer a dynamic combination of life-changing treatments, including prolozone therapy, live blood analysis, halotherapy, limb backing, nutritional programs, colon hydrotherapy, weight loss programs, oxygen baths, and more. Their professional doctors, Drs. Carlos Navarro, Bronwyn Navarro, and Brian Thompson, provide consultation services in areas of diabetes, detox programs, arthritis, sports injuries, heart disease, high blood pressure, persons suffering with knee, shoulder, and back pain. At Eden Heights Clinic, they understand that your health is your wealth. Get in touch with them to determine which service is the right choice for you. Visit them at any one of their 3 locations at 13 Montague Avenue, Trin City, at 41 Ramsaran Street, Chaguanas, or give them a call at 640-8985 or 613-7571, or send them a WhatsApp to 493-9196. Eden Heights Clinic is your right choice.
All right, so we're back 24 minutes away from the hour of 7 o'clock. We're going straight to the phone lines on this issue. Let's get your thoughts on it. One time. We ain't sticking, we in, right? And the shorter you all keep it, the more calls I can accommodate. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Yeah, morning, Stephan.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I will be very short, and I think everybody should be very short. But I have 2 points to make and 2 things to say about that situation in Manning. One is either he will be going with the UNC, with the government, or he will be turning around the 3 letters PNM into MNP, Patrick National Party. It's 2 things going on. This thing is simple, you know. There's big people pushing him too. He ain't just drop down just so. You understand what I mean? So it's 2 things about it, I tell you. Is either he go in UNC, which will be a great move. Because
I don't think so. I don't think so, and I can't. No, I don't think so, and I can't see that happening. I'm not seeing them going UNC at all. No.
When I make the prediction with this guy, this footballer, the great man, the president, and when I told you that he was coming to form a party, you said the same thing, you know.
Yeah, but Brand Manning brings no value. If I am the United, all right, let's say I'm the head of the UNC. Yeah. And Brand Manning come and say, boy, I think I come in. Now the seat that he holds will hold some value. But him personally as an individual, I just don't see it. He doesn't bring anything really to the table except for the San Fernando EC.
This is the point. He have weight in San Fernando East. He could go out and come out. That's why you see coming out, and he wouldn't be going back again. He coming out and he will have question. Anyhow, this is my 2 view. He going to come with the UNC, or he going to change around the PNM to MNP, Patrick Manning National Party. Have a nice day.
All right, no problem. And it's interesting looking at this play out too, because remember back in 2015, or it was 2015, boy? No, not 2015. It was 2010. If I'm not mistaken, yeah. That's when Manning lost the election to Kamala, right? Remember they run Patrick Manning out of Alice House, eh? Remember that? They run him out, you know. So, and now we're looking at how everybody turn on Brian. Brian open him out and say, right? Everybody turn on him. But you turn on him. I don't understand them. You're saying that it have a process. The process isn't complete yet. Right? Well, it's still going through the process to see what is what. But you don't target one person, one party already, and you ain't mentioning the other at all. Right? Except for Budu jumping out and going to no evidence. Morning. Well, obviously, you're going to find no evidence. It's him investigating himself. So, yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, I did, Mr. Stephan. Mr. Stephan, them problem is their problem, but I just want to hear from this conceited person in you know we have to deal with him. I want to hear his version at this morning, because I know if it's the UNC, he jump out already and saying I will bring the evidence and what he should do. So I waiting, Mr. Man, I giving you the information, come out and tell us something, because you that fella always have a way to spin it. Use the spin doctor. So I waiting on you this morning.
Really don't spin nothing, you know. But, all right. It really don't spin anything, you know. It's just, I give him a little chance, but nevertheless. Morning!
Hey, Stephan, good morning.
Yeah, morning. What's up?
How are you? To that first caller, right? You ain't going to see. UNC accepting what? A non-starter? Stephan, I live in a district, you know, so I can tell you. You understand?
I just can't see that happening.
Sorry. I live in the district. I live in San Fernando East. And he has been missing since election, and not even during elections.
Well, that seems to be the talk on the ground, is that, you know, people don't, he's not his father. He shouldn't be expected to be like his father. But in terms of politics, he's not that type of guy that shows up and you know.
But then
that's the talk I'm hearing.
Then you cannot be a representative then. You are not fit for office. Well, you know, and leadership, and this is an indictment on leadership in the PNM, you agree? Because when Rowley led them down a road, and then Stuart was an non-starter also, and Penny is non grata person or something, wherever it is. So they're going nowhere. You understand?
For
so,
now.
And when we pass the MP and we try to get to the mayor, as I told you, we have water in the constituency 2 weeks for the month, every single month. You know? So a necessity like that, you know, it is not acceptable. Okay, Stephan. Thank you. Take care.
All right. Yeah, well, you know, these things are happening for now, but you never underestimate the PNM. I never do. They have a way that has rebuild and bounce back in time, boy. Morning. You gotta give them that. Yeah.
Morning. Brian Manning is just exposing something that we're asking for. We're asking for transparency. Now, that may be happening in all the other constituencies, and all of them right now quickening the pace. As far as the election is concerned, Rowley called the MPs and them to have a marginal win. And Michaela Pandey, in some instances, was the spoiler that caused Brian Manning and a few of them to win also.
Yeah.
The PNM, when you as a politician, you join, you are a novice, and you learn as you go along and you are groomed. Today, the PNM is in disarray, so all sorts of things coming out. And the media has now begun to publish it, which has never happened in the past. So these things going on, and we have to look at that from that perspective. And all the little thoughts that we may have, that is this and that and tralala, whilst that may be true, the real issue here now is that corruption is being exposed. And people are attacking all sorts of things.
It's also, you have a caller.
Yeah.
While it's being exposed, it's also being covered up.
You know, I agree with that. That is politics, as Pandey would have said. Politics is not for the faint-hearted. Today you're unpopular, tomorrow you're the greatest guy around.
Yeah.
And this is all about. And PNM right now is looking for a leader because Penny is not making it. And people inside the party is saying these things. And if you look at who was there in the meeting, where was all of these other guys? All the other MPs, why didn't they come out?
Yeah.
So now maybe we might have to put Budu or Larry Lala now as the leader at the party now.
Well, they are split in different. We understand, and the information that I have is that there are several. There are at least 3 factions.
With that, you see, PNM has always been an Afrocentric party, and anything other than that will not cut it. Same thing with UNC. So we may have suggestions and we may have thoughts and everything, but historically, that is what it has been.
Okay.
And things will transform as time goes on. But as it is right now, Manning has done nothing. He has just exposed what he did, and he was not supposed to do it in the public. The trouble is PNM is under investigation for Balize House, for this, for that, and all that. All of these corruption things coming out now, and now we see it. So that is transparency. And if all the MPs in all the constituencies have that transparency, Trinidad will be a better place.
Okay. Yep, no problem. Look, all I remember when I used to ask Solly, I used to sit down right here, right? This is like 2 years before elections. This was like 2023. And I used to sit here and I used to say, take Rowley and Kamala out of the picture. Who is your leader? And everybody used to call in and take and very passive. You know, real casual with it now. But I sat here and I'm looking at it. And I'm saying, take this one out, take this one out. And I started to analyze. Who is the leaders? Who is the next leaders? You see, I was 2 years ago, not 2, 3 years ago, when I started to ask that question on Breaking Dawn. Nobody can take me serious, you know, because they didn't understand. You understand? But I just see it coming from a mile away. I used to sit down here, ask that question several times. Take Rowley and Kamala and take them out of the picture. Forget them. Move them. Who is your leader? I asked that questions in 2023. Morning. No, the how do you say? What has come home to roost? Where's he saying, caller? The chickens come home to roost or some kind of thing so? Morning, yeah, go ahead, wherever it is. Wherever it is. Yeah, go ahead.
The problem that I'm having is he exposes certain things, and that is in his constituency only. What about all the rest, as you say?
Exactly.
Right? So if I had to choose, I'm not a, as I said before, I'm making it clear, I'm not a fan of the red. From not now, from ever. Right? But because of what he's doing, I would give him props for it.
I don't give him no props for it. I disagree.
You wouldn't give him any props?
No, because he know it going. You really think he didn't know that going on all the time?
But it is foundation. PNM foundation is offer certain things. You know that kickbacks. I could call names Francis Privat, O'Halloran, Gene Miles. I could keep on going because my family was part of that too. Unfortunately, we inherit certain things from it.
Right. They destroyed Gene Miles. They destroyed our woman.
Proof. But anyhow, it's still what is it? The secrecy with him. At least it comes to an end. I'm hoping so. If other constituency members come out and be truthful and honest, one day call and say it, we will be in a better place.
Right.
You understand? And I have a new name for you, Spin Doctor. I like that name, man. Spin Doctor. He's a kind of man.
All right, man, no problem.
Anyhow, take care.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, look, nobody could convince me that he don't know that was going on all the time. He's the MP for the area for 5 years. If CPEP thing gain out and this one gain have 5 and 6, you feel he don't know? It's just now is a convenient, it's convenient now, probably to him, to bring it up and put it in the public space and create all of this for some reason. But when it was convenient to stay quiet, yes, you stay quiet. You understand what I'm saying? Morning. Hello?
Morning, Stephan.
Morning, yeah.
Stephan, if you understand what's going on in this country with politics, very rare and very seldom we get representation from politicians in all the constituencies. You understand? And it's because of lack of representation you're having the country in this kind of state and this manner. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
All the politicians and them, they show lack of representation in the constituency. So what are the constituencies? All the constituencies and them run down from Kana to Toku, all these murders taking place, all these crimes taking place. You seen any politician coming out and representing anybody in the constituency?
Right.
So it's years now this thing going on with politicians, right? And until politicians then put the foot down and start to represent the people in the correct and the proper way, we'll always get corruption and confusion among the people and them and in politics.
Well, I'll tell you what the problem is there. All right? All straight. Yeah, man.
I'll explain.
Yeah. Let me tell you what the problem is here with proper representation. Most people that go up for politics, most people, doctors and lawyers and people of, certain ilk and education levels, right? And of course you have to have your education and whatever, right? And from time to time you have some grassroots people that will get in, like the Clyde Elders and the Roger Alexanders and the Anil Roberts, and these fellas, and them is grounded fellas, they on the ground. Them is rootsmen. And they will forever be more effective as MPs than people in the higher strata, right? Because they understand, they come from that roots then. You understand what I'm saying? But when you are accustomed, this is my perspective, when you have become, when you're in a high-end job then, right? Or a prominent job, a job like that, doctors and lawyers and so on, you're in a certain circle in life. And that circle, I am very sure when they go home, they have a cleaner coming to clean the house. If you understand what I'm saying. They have, they have people that take care of certain things, right? Right. So they don't do it themselves. Or most of them, some of them, they give up, and they get accustomed to this lifestyle. So when time for you now to go and put in the work in a constituency, right? It's just not in you sometimes. It's not it's like I saying with Brian, he's just not that kind of guy because you are the son of a prime minister. You grow up with certain yeah, you grew up, yeah, you grew up with certain, in a certain way. You ain't grow up, you know, most likely you ain't grow up knowing no hard life. If you understand what I'm saying, Patrick Manning been in politics since I was a little boy. So you know what I mean? You would have grew up in a certain type of way. And it just not, that is just not his thing. His father may have come from a more grassroots vibration. You know what I mean? So he's a groundsman. He knows how to work the ground and go and visit this one and that one and show up. But when you reach a particular circle in life and a particular status in life, you can't get on, some of them can't get on the ground and do the work. That's why I keep telling them, Roger Alexander is going to make Tuna Puna a runaway train. He's going to turn that from a marginal to a UNC safe seat. You know why? Because whether you like him or you don't like him, he know how to, he on the ground. He on the ground in his constituency. He have several programs going on dealing with the youths in the area. Those youths that he dealing with now, right? That is 19 and 20 years old, right? Or is 14 and 15 years old. By 2030, they voters, you know. You understand what I'm saying? And you see, people now, they wouldn't understand where I'm coming from because they just don't understand it. But that is how you work the ground. That is how you do it. You have to be there, morning. You have to show up for people and not just show up for people, but you have to be able to relate to people too. Right? If you live in a 5-6 bedroom mansion, how you relating to a man who have a 1-bedroom shed? You can't relate to that. Morning.
Morning again, Stephan. Stephan, let me tell you something. The easiest way and the way that most politicians that they accuse of corruption is because of conflict of interest. And anytime we could put laws in our books to address that, you see how they make Brian Manning making all his allegation and his people saying that to prove comedy evidence, he would not be able to prove anything. Because in Trinidad, this word they call recusal is come like the go out of jail free way of corruption when you're in politics. You just walk out of the room and they award you a contract and there's millions in your pocket. Same thing with what's taking place where Brian Manning revealing there, that you could sit on a board and get 10 people and give 10 contracts to those 10 people, but that's your business, like Foster Cummins and
Look,
Marvin Gonzalez.
Barpa, you watching this? Barpa,
so
you watch?
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You watching this show long time, right? You watching this show? You watching this show probably since the inception of the show, correct?
Yeah.
And you will know that when issues like that came up, I must be one of the first on-air people that used to sit down here and say, but when you walk out the room and recuse yourself, you influence and leave the room. Remember I used to say that?
You understand?
Your influence will leave the room.
And so that was the laws in this country to protect politicians from being prosecuted. And they could do whatever they want. And unless we don't revise that whole situation and protect the people from politicians, we ain't going nowhere. Now, the thing about it, if we put law, if we had a law with this conflict of interest where you could sit on a board and give your family, your friends and things, probably 99% of the politicians would be in jail all now because they all are guilty of the same thing. When you check all the contracts and who get it, I think there's always some cousin, some family, some husband, wife or some kind of thing. Let's get that. But that's that part of the issue with the country that they deal with eventually. The whole thing about it, and this is what I was saying from day one, PNM dead. They're dead. And people can say what they want. That party gone through. And we blaming all this infighting and thing, but Rowley is wholly and solely responsible for where the PNM is going.
I think so too. I put that on his shoulders, yeah.
Yeah, when you look at the history of how PNM does operate and the successors to lead and all this kind of thing, you could have clearly see how they would channel that comment. And what Rowley do with Stuart Young and all this kind of thing. And one of the most prolific things you have to understand with PNM, there's a group of supporters, come rain, sun, or shine, earthquake, whatever, you would always see them in front of the camera in the press conference. You see that old age group where if they tell them all your dotage, they just clap. If they tell them we take away your pension, they just clap. Once you see that not involved in this press conference, you know that is the end of the PNM. That BBB, the triple B brigade, where they call them, but I mean if it's television friendly, but that's a group of people. Once you see them minus out from the press conference, you know that party done. Have a good morning, Stephan.
All right.
Enjoy the rest of the day.
Yeah, man, no problem. All right, we got to go to the break. But what I was saying is, you see, our system, we exist in the Westminster system, right? And that system of politics, I mean, well, how the system exists, this is why we have the representation issues that we have. You have MPs that are ministers, so they have a ministerial portfolio, but then they still have to see about the constituency. But if you're a minister and you're in charge of a ministry, really and truly, I do not see where you have the time to dedicate towards representing your constituents. Understand what I'm saying, eh? Right? You have to shape your ministry and you know, get certain things done within that sector, right? And then service probably about, 14,000 people or more in a constituency, depending on what constituency it is. Right, 14 to 20,000 people in a constituency. So you have to service their needs, plus you have to be on top of things running a ministry. It just, I've always said, look, you could be a minister, you could go on, you could appoint people as ministers, right? Put competent people there as ministers, because not everybody that's going up for a seat is minister material. You need certain people of a particular standard inside of there that knows the ins and outs and the laws and the this and the that and the other, right? And then you have hands-on people who you put into constituencies to actually do the work, right? So every MP for me supposed to have a right-hand man or woman that doing the job for them. That is your face down in that constituency for the next 5 years. This is the person that we are appointing to deal with the needs of the people, and they report to me as the MP if it had to work the way it's working, right? But you know, it's because we have heard all of those complaints for many since I was a little boy. So, but you don't see them. You only see them wrong election time, and there's a reason for that. You know what I mean? And that's on both sides, eh? But that's because of the system, I guess, that we exist in. But I always believe when you put grassroots people in constituencies to run to work for the people, they work very, very hard because they are accustomed, they could relate. You understand what I say? You think Faris Al-Rawi could relate to poverty? Oh, give me a break. You understand what I'm telling you? You feel it ever had a day when he was a little boy that they opened the cupboard and it was bare? Eh? If you know his history and the roots and the family that he comes from, them fellas come from money. How you could come from money and understand poverty? You can't understand where you never live. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, we will continue to take your calls in the second hour before we get to set. But as we do so, I want to remind you about elders. We got little elders now? Yeah. Were yourself telling yourself? Well, myself telling myself, I need to find the person that win that 24 million, but I need a loan. I need a loan, you know. We are breaking on Christmas party coming up, you know, with this sponsorship. So we had to get some sponsorship. We had to pay for artists, venue, bar bill, decor. It's all kinds of things we had to pay for. And we have proceeds, and we have part of the proceeds we had to give to the Cerebral Palsy Society of Trinidad and Tobago. So we need to hope, keep your fingers crossed, Director, that one of us in this room, hopefully me, know the person that went down to where? Hey, Lord. But anyway, back to elders. So congratulations on completing your CXC, CSEC exams. Feeling uncertain about your next steps? Look no further. Elders is excited to announce free CAPE classes, including CAPE Law, taught by the esteemed Mrs. Pamela Elder SC. Disappointed with your CSEC results? Don't give up. Your journey isn't over. Step into success with Elders classes, where a legacy of exceptional teaching helps students rise, rebuild, and reach their full potential. And they offer a diverse range of CSEC subjects and SAT prep classes at affordable rates and flexible times. And you can explore those offerings on Facebook and Instagram, or reach out to them on 627-8632 or 715-5480 for more details. It's Elders, tried, trusted, and proven. We're going to take the break. When we come back, we'll get back to the phone lines. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this.
William Monroe's birthday celebration presents a church fundraiser talent show, The Talent Within. Join us on Saturday, the 29th of August at 6:30 p.m. at the San Juan Revival Ministries. Do you have a talent waiting to be discovered? Then this is your time to shine. Amazing cash prizes. First place, 5,000. Second place, 3,000. Third place, 2,000. Fourth place, 1,500. And fifth place, $1,000. Special guest performances by Blessed Messenger and Minister Sean Daniel. Tickets are only $100. And your tickets gives you more than just entry. You'll be automatically entered for a chance to win amazing door prizes, a toaster, pressure cooker, cooler, my personal favorite, a garment steamer, and so much more. Don't miss your chance to enjoy a night of incredible talent, great entertainment, and exciting giveaways. For more information, call 490-6760 or 332-6880. The Talent Within, where gifts are revealed and stars are born.
Welcome to Caribbean Tourist Villa, your home away from home in the heart of Port of Spain. With over 25 years of trusted hospitality, Caribbean Tourist Villa has been a reliable choice for both business professionals and vacationers. Our guest rooms are thoughtfully equipped with all the essentials for a relaxing and productive stay, and our tranquil pool area is perfect for relaxation after a busy day. We've created the ideal space for you to relax, recharge, and enjoy. Give us a call to book your stay today.
If you want to be a better chef at home or advance your professional career, Chef Shiraz Culinary Academy is the best place to be. Some of the courses that we offer here at the Academy: Creative National Cuisine 1 and 2, Baking and Pastry 1 and 2, Kids Summer Cooking Classes, one-day classes at the workshop. We have Asian cooking classes and certificate in culinary arts, food lovers and professionals.
Start your culinary journey today with us at the Chef Shiraz Culinary Academy.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Master Ganesh Bhargav offers powerful guidance for all kinds of life problems, doubts, confusion, protection needs, and clarity. His astrology practice comes from a powerful ancestral tribal lineage with over 500 years of astrological and spiritual practice. Bhargavji does not dominate or pressure clients. Instead, he focuses on fixing problems with care and balance. His reunion love spells and death reversal spells are designed to restore harmony and provide lifetime protection. This is not individual effort alone, but collective spiritual power working for you. Many clients notice strong positive changes within a few sessions. Call +1 868 347 2350.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE. That is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
All right, so we're back on Breaking Dawn. And, you know, a point was just made to me, right? Just on the Brian Manning issue. I was talking about his upbringing, right? So he would have come up in his time of awareness, right? As we get back into the conversation. His father would not have just been a prime minister, a politician, but a prime minister. So you're talking about security detail, escort, this, that, and the other. You getting dropped to school, pick up from school. You understand what I'm saying? It's a certain lifestyle that comes with that now. You understand? So that's why I've never seen him, he never come across to me as somebody who, you know, is grounded, you know, and within the understanding of the common man. And maybe that's why people in San Fernando East are saying, look, we don't see him. We have no representation, you know, because he don't understand that part of it. He's never lived that, he never lived that kind of life. You understand? To understand those type of needs. And that's unfortunate. Well, I mean, it's unfortunate they get into politics and they don't understand what politics is, what being a politician is. Because you grew up as the son of a prime minister. You know what I mean? And you know, you afforded certain things. So it doesn't mean that he can't do it. It's just that you don't know how. You understand? Unfortunately, you have people who just grow. You're born into something, and because you're born you're born into a totally different world than everybody else. Could any one of us here, right? If we was born into a family of prominence, right? Like, let's say we were children of a president or a prime minister. You understand that the life that you know that you live already, that has brought you to this age, is totally different, separate and apart from I can't even start to comprehend what a life like. So, my point is, I cannot comprehend the lifestyle of somebody who grows up as the son of a prime minister or the daughter of a prime minister, right? Because with Makila Pandey would have been almost the same thing. And therefore, because I don't have an understanding of that lifestyle, what I'm saying is, they who live that lifestyle cannot have an understanding or a full understanding of what somebody who live in poverty and grew up in poverty went through. You think where I'm coming from? So, all these rumblings here that we've seen in Sando East, and I see that, and you know, Ali Bokas, he jumping on it as he should, right? I think the door is opening there for him to kick it on and get through, because really and truly, he ought not to have gotten so close to beating Brian Manning down in San Fernando East. You understand what I'm telling you? PNM stronghold, legacy seat. Legacy seat being contested by a legacy name. And Ali Bokas come within 673 votes, are you? That's some very interesting data, you understand what I'm saying? But we continue to see how this thing unfolds. The corruption aspect of it is another aspect. We'll see what else comes out, or if he could prove, right? Because he who alleges must prove, eh? That's how the saying goes. So he has alleged that certain things have been taking place with certain people on that executive. And you know, for an entire executive to resign, the whole executive resigned, you know, yesterday, you know, for the whole executive to resign, that tells a story too. You know what I mean? That tells a serious story. It's like, okay, the Balize House thing, right? The PNM in real problems, you know, because they are the Balize House bacchanal too. That explained that too. And when you have a man like Stuart Young in our press conference, I think it was either last week or week before, right? And he said, this is a man who was selected to be prime minister by the former prime minister of prominence in the party. And when he could say, I don't know nothing about Balize House, that speaks volumes. That speaks volumes. I mean, I cutting myself loose. Wherever it is, wherever going on there, I cut myself loose, so slip. Right. I don't want no part of that. When you have the opposition leader and other senior members receiving a court order, and the other corner, Foster Cummins in the airport. All you have to understand, this is what we see in here. It ain't just this. When the UNC, they're laughing in the back, when the UNC came in and they went through the books and they say, but wait, where is money gone? What is money was funding? Why these people was getting contract? Right? When they went through, you know what they say? Or they say, oh God, it's blame game. And I sat here and I told you, it's not a blame game. If I now take over from you, I have to look at how you were running the place, and then I have to give an assessment, right? And then I have to report that assessment to the owner of the company and say, well, listen, your company was losing, or your company has not been performing properly because the last manager was doing A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and this is where your shortcomings was. This is why we're running at a loss. So I recommend that we cut this, we cut A, B, C, D, E, F, G, we redirect funds over to this department here because we had to get that up and running, and we had to get that, you know, properly oiled machine so that department could now generate money for this department to flourish, and so on and so forth, right? And you advise accordingly, and then you implement, and after implementation, you execute, right? And that is how things go. That's how things run. But in the world of politics, we just get carried away, and we just get too political with everything without an understanding that, look, this is what we're seeing happening here is the running of our business. You understand? An assessment must be done by the new management on the former management. And the assessment has to be brought to the owner of the company, which is the people, the taxpayer, right? Because your taxpayers' dollars is make the investments, right? When contract given out and taken in, government money, taxpayers' money, Right? So we are all the shareholders. They have to give us a report. So they're giving us a report saying, well, look, we had to cut CPI because bam, 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 bam. We had to cut URP because that X amount of goes. We had to do this, we had to do that, we had to do that. And the reason why we had to do this is because this was happening, that was happening, the other was happening. Right? And now, the people that have been accused, telling on themselves. Which gives or lends credibility, at least in this one instant here, to what the government, the current government has been saying to the population for the last X amount of months. And you have to take that on the value that it is. You understand? And then we're seeing this, we're seeing the probably, well, the juggernaut of politics in the country, or political party in the country, the big horse in the race, imploding. You cannot get this on Bold and Beautiful or Young and the Restless. This is more drama than we could afford. I'm telling you, Lord Father, I tell you. Look, let me go back to the phone line. Just before I go back to the phone line, let me take a call. Although I wanted to TKR boy, TKR not doing well in the CPL right now, And Bravo had a word with the players, but yeah, as a matter of fact, listen, they're in Trinidad and Tobago. The first game is tomorrow, right? Night Riders. They take on St. Lucia at the Oval. All the games that we have will be in the Oval, all 5. I will be at the Oval tomorrow. TKR, Bravo, Pollard. What we doing? Puran. Narine. What we doing? We ain't looking good. But play me the Dwayne Bravo clip now. Dwayne Bravo, he talked to the players after the last match, but he tell them, all in cutting it. We see defending champions. We had to get better. Just run with that clip quick and then we'll come back to the phone lines. I'm going to touch a little bit of Bravo here. Easy champion.
Pride in ourselves being the best team in the Caribbean. And not only the best team, the smartest team. So those who don't understand the DNA of being the smartest team, if you're not sure, please have a conversation. I can accept losing, but today we was weak. Puran, Hales, Gretzky. Not good enough. We need to do better. We need to set better examples for ourselves as a group. If we to defend the title, we need to be more hungry. We need to be smarter. We need to forget the egos. Watch and see how teams celebrate when they beat us. It's like they win up in trophy. So we need to get personnel who are hungry for success. It's not a matter what we did last season. We have Sunil, we have Paula, it doesn't matter. This is a new season. We're struggling. We need to get better. Monas, well played. Well done. Puran, good dominance. What I mentioned to you already when you're sitting next to me is like, that was one of the easiest 100 somebody could have scored was today. And again, I keep saying to you, like I said to you last year, it's not to put pressure on him. You're the best player. The team need you. And you just have to take that extra responsibility because we need you. The reason why we are 5 stars.
All right. So that's Dwayne Bravo there, coach of TKR, having a word there with the players after the loss to Antigua. And he's right, the kind of start they get from Puran and Monroe in that game. They should not have lost that game. We have a serious problem in the bowling department as well. But they have to get better. And what he said there was very true. When those teams beat us, did they celebrate like they win the whole tournament? So we need to pick it up. I am coming there tomorrow night to see us lose. All right. Morning.
Morning, Stephan.
Yeah, man. TKR to pick it up.
Stephan, I call you as an ex-Tigoka, right?
Yeah.
My concern is, and as a current UNC supporter, here what happening. I'm concerned about why the Prime Minister is refusing to allow the steelworkers to be part of the arrangements. Here what happening? I am wondering if Mittal and them coming under this guise as our next company, because I don't trust them people and them. I is one of the workers who come out successful, and the evil couldn't take me. So what I'm saying is I hope it's not Mittal and them coming disguised as our next company. That is one of the reasons that I see she refusing it. I could be wrong, but I'm waiting to find out why they cannot be part of the negotiation. Secondly, I heard you mention Frankie Ragunanan as the grandfather. I wonder if it's the same man I know.
Frankie Ragunanan.
From Claxton Bay. Okay.
Nah, Sawa. Not Claxton Bay, Sawa. It's Frankie Ragunanan. Was my grandfather, God rest his soul. Yeah, on the Steelworkers Union thing, the Prime Minister said, look, I not meet him at all, I give all no preference. You understand? People want work in the steel mill, is open door to everybody. I'm not putting all your head on anybody else. Right? That's what I think that is what she said. I'll go back and check the article, but I think that is what she said. And I mean, I hear any with that, but all that taking place right now in that particular sphere and that kind of thing. Can I remember the union being part of anything, as it relates to that, Morning.
Yes, Stephan.
They have certain things on the table and certain plans happening, but yeah.
Yeah, is that the bowling boy? You can't put back Terrell Hines and this boy. What you had the
what Hines? Why Hines getting picked?
Right?
Yeah, I listen to you.
Yeah, what I'm saying, you could make how much runs you could make if you don't have the bowling to back it up. You still go
to defend the runs, yeah.
It's still a winning score. But them fellas them getting 20-something runs in a over, boy. 28, 25 runs, 27 runs.
Yeah.
That's madness.
That's madness. Right? Like poor bowling.
And that's why we'll change that bowling attack. Take out 2 good men. Bring in 2 good men then to bowl. And we will always win. Is the bowling what that's we don't, not the batting? Thank you, Mr. Stephan.
Yeah. No, we have a poor bowling attack, boy. We be suffering with the bowling, boy. We suffering. That ain't no joke. I don't know what's going on in the bowling department with TKR. Morning.
Yeah, blessed morning to you and your listener, Stephan.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll try to be short. All I want to see, Brian Manning has come out and confirmed what the UNC has been saying since they were in power, that there is corruption.
Right.
And they are coming to spin it now to try to prove that it's not that.
Right.
That's the bottom line. All the old talk is corruption, and maybe he came out because he realized some of them are getting more than the others, so they are employing because of that. Blessed morning to you all.
All right, my brother, no problem. Yeah. 327-740-00. We have Seth Weil aboard coming up in just a little bit. Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir, for morning.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Yeah, what happened? You see, we have to understand the only thing remain that PNM will think about is the name Manning. That is the only thing the PNM people could think about is Manning. Because the PNM is a dead party. And this fella is just trying to get his way out of this, the remainders, the drugs are the PNM, whoever it is, and take his father name out. They don't bury his father. He don't want to be a part of this burial, what's happening here right now. So he's trying to walk out. He's trying to walk out. But he want them to tell him go. He don't want to just walk out on his own. He want an excuse, so he want them to tell him leave and go.
Interesting.
So anything in remain is Manning. The only name in PNM right now is Manning.
Okay.
Nothing else. There no Imbert, there no Marvin Gonzalez. These fellas is now come. Them is now come.
Now, well, not Imbert there for decades. But go ahead.
Yeah, he there for decades, but nobody respect him in the population.
Well, he can't lead the party. If that's what I mean, yeah. Nobody don't want him as leader.
Right. Have a good one, and more
yeah,
to the boys in his zone.
No problem. Yeah. I think if I told somebody yesterday, I said, brother man, somebody said, so what about Imbert? I said, well, you want the result to be 41. Because the only city governors is city, they go back to Northeast. I think the rest of the country they go vote elsewhere. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, it's going to be 41. Morning.
And history has a way of repeating itself, right? So in biblical times, every 7 years.
Yeah.
Right? Every 7 years, you're
right.
You're free of slaves and what. In this political climate, is apparently it's every 10 years, right? So before you had Basdio Pandey saying, oh, so it's a milking cow, so they're milking the cow. You have Basdio Pandey coming out and saying it as it is. So now you have somebody here coming out and saying it as it is. History will continue to repeat itself. It goes on in a cycle, right? Roger Alexander is doing what he does best. And he did it already. That is why at the drop of a hat, he could have won Tunapuna, right? Because from standard 1 to form 5, he covered that whole demographic, that whole all those children, that whole generation, those generations, he covered them. Because after he divorced with Ian Allen, he picked up this momentum, going on TV6, and every school and every child wanted to be a part of what he was doing. He wasn't doing it for now. He didn't even know what he was doing. He was doing it because he liked doing it.
Yeah.
He liked doing it. So he get involved with the children because he was a figure of authority at that stage. He was a figure of authority.
Right.
So now those standard 1 children and those form 5 children, they grow up, they get big, and they become the age to vote. And now, boom, the opportunity come, and he took the opportunity and he run with it, and he, as Stephan say, it's going to go on and on and on and on. In the next 10 years, all them people who he dealing with now on the ground is going to hold on to him.
Die voters?
He did. Die voters. And he did the same thing when the children was not voters.
Yeah.
They weren't voters. He up and down the east-west corridor, and he went south as well. In almost every primary school, every secondary school, he targeted the children. And you know who he targeted to? He get children and parents. And he had children and parents on the same bandwagon with each other. Remember the Barrington Levy song?
Yeah.
He take the beat of Batman Belly. He take it, and everybody was in line with the song. Everybody knew the song. So if the children knew that song, and the children did not, then the children learn the song, and everybody come on the same bandwagon. And that's how come now he is where he is. And he continuing that now, where he did start off how much 10, 15 years ago, he's continuing that with the adults and the middle adults and going forward. So
all right, man.
If you say, if Brian Manning come to be the MP, then he, what you call him, Alexander, is the face at the MP.
Okay,
right?
All right, yeah. All right, cool, I get the point. Yeah. No, but I was telling people, all right, I mean, he went the long route there, but it's also, remember when Kamala Prasad Bisesa was Prime Minister between 2010 and 2015? You see that laptop program? You see them children don't get laptops? All them children voters now. Understand what I'm telling you? All them children voters now. When you get a laptop at 11 or 12 years old, in 2010, 2011, 2012, and then you had 10 years. You 21, you know. You're 20, 21, 22 years old, you know. And we think about children. They don't forget. They don't forget. You understand what I'm saying? They don't forget. Children don't forget. I'm going to take this one here, and then we'll take the break and we'll get to set. Hello, good morning. So when I turn and I tell them, and they laugh, it has some people that don't like Roger because they feel he foolish now. They feel he stupid. And I keep telling all you, he's smarter than the average bear. He know what he's doing. When he responds to the media and he gives them this the whole, he gives them it with a certain level of satire. You understand? Let me tell you something, eh? Illiterate people don't understand satire. So the fact that he uses it so often, he ain't no illiterate fellow. He know exactly what he's doing. And I keep telling all of that. If it's one thing you could learn from this program by watching me, I always tell all you, you see when it comes to reading people, I could read people. You see like this whole thing with the spilling of the beans and this, that, and the other, when the person said they give Brian Manning a little credit for coming out and talking about the corruption, I say, well, I don't give him no credit because he would have known it going on all the time. The only person that I know just jump out himself and call a spade is Guy Griffith. It no matter. He go jump out and he go say it as it is. Right? And he has a history there that is, you could go and review it and see it for yourself. Right? He's one of them fellas you call a spade. Straightforward. Morning. As I ready for you to meet yourself, Lord Father. Right, yeah, let me go.
Yeah, man. Nice.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, when the program now starts, you pop up a picture of a press conference, right?
Yeah.
Now, I looking at that picture with a tactical eye, and I seen something that nobody else does see, you know.
That's a press conference or a funeral?
No, it's a press conference, but you see, all they didn't see the ghosts and them sit down. Remember, ghost gang now. So I said, a ghost sit down.
Oh, God.
And that is why.
That's sweet too bad.
And that is why the country casino, and what we know from long time, is that is why the PNM wanted to keep the CPAP and URP, so certain people could be feeding at the trough on the backs of the poor man. And I hope the poor people and the grass cutters and them see who it is that wanted to keep them in that position for the rest of their life.
Well, we'll see in time to come.
I say that.
Yeah.
I say that the people on top who eaten at the trough with the CPF contracts and had the poor people cutting the grass, that is where they want to keep them for the rest of their life. So they on top could keep feeding at the trough.
Right. Yeah, man.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, later I'll call the radio program.
All right, cool, no sin. Yeah. You see, I don't understand, right? My father always tell me this. Greatest piece of advice. That's it for phone calls. We had to go to the break. My man always tell me, right? And this, I'm telling you, this is Roger Alexander. My father used to tell me, anytime you're in a room with other people, always present yourself as the dumbest person in the room. Don't ever try to present yourself as the smartest person in the room. Present yourself as the least intelligent person in the room, and everybody inside that they're going to underestimate you. You understand what I'm telling you? And I'm telling you, that is Roger Alexander. I'm telling you. Some people say he might be the sharpest, and I'm telling you, anybody that uses or understands satire is not a stupid person. Stupid people who understand satire. So if you apply it in the daily way that you communicate with people, you have a certain level of intelligence, right? And then you don't elevate yourself to the rank that he's in by being stupid. If you understand what I'm saying. There's a certain level of intelligence that comes with it. So people could continue to underestimate him, but what he's doing, you see them, all that true something that men sign in, right? How come they're signing it now? Right? He's working with not only youths in the community, you know, at-risk youths, right? Who are also individuals that when you give them time and attention and you give them the opportunity to turn around their life, they will be forever grateful to you. They votes. He dealing with fellas that come out of prison and give them a second chance too. We never get to run that video with the fella in the studio. with Bravo and Roger. We go try and run that before the week out. It might be a little couple weeks old, but nevertheless, it's just an example to show. So when I sit down here and I tell you, by in 2030, Tunapuna will not be a marginal seat. It's going to be a runaway train. Only sit down there and feel this, I don't know what you're talking about. I just had to prove myself, you know. Yeah, every year I just had to prove myself. I don't know why. Not to my core audience that follow me for years, because they know I have sat here and I have predicted things that would happen down the road, like 5, 6 years, 3 years down the road. When I sat here in 2023 and I was telling all this, show me a leader, and all they didn't understand where I was coming from is because I see that we have no succession planning in the politics. There is no proper succession planning. It was so poor to the point where Rowley had to select a man to lead the party and to be prime minister. He had to select a man to be prime minister. That's to tell you how poor the succession planning is. With the UNC side, I seeing some form of succession planning because I really think Julian John is going to be next leader of the UNC. Right? And you could see it happening. Because when Kamala Prasad Bisesa is not here, who acts as the prime minister? It's Julian John. And that is happening on a consistent basis. Not only that, Julian John is like Kamala Prasad Bisesa's right hand. You understand? So, there is no, you could see that she's the understudy. If you understand where I'm coming from, you can see that she's the understudy. With Stuart Young, when he was traveling with Rowley and thing, you could see that is understudy business. But then he didn't go through the proper process. He was selected, not elected. So that speaks to the chaos within the ranks of the PNM on high levels from since that. Right? So they have been imploding to an extent since then, since last year, with that whole process. And nothing has improved. It's gotten worse. Right? And it's gotten worse because there is no one in the party that has credibility, right, amongst the population. There is nobody in the party that could stand up in front of a microphone and inspire your base. But make no mistake about it, the PNM have a way of finding people or grooming people or transforming people. They've done it in the past. Make no mistake, they are not to be underestimated at any point in time or the other. They're never to be underestimated. They always find a way. And in the last election, let me just remind you, is 102,000 people didn't come out and vote. They ain't dead. In 2030, come next election. Keep that in mind. There are 102,000 people in there. Some of them mightn't be dead. The majority of them will be living. And all they need is somebody to trigger a little inspiration to get them to go and stay in the finger. But 102,000 people stay home. And that is how PNM voters are. They wouldn't cross the floor and vote for UNC. UNC voters will cross and vote for PNM. But PNM people don't vote for UNC. They will just withhold their vote. So 102,000 people stay home. They're still outside. They ain't going nowhere. Make no mistake about that. Right? It's just like all these little appointments and things where people want to bring up little issues with ethnicity and oh gosh, they appoint and they find the boards on them little Indian heavy or from it, right? Well, the base of the UNC is, for the majority, East Indian based. They make up like 80% of 70 to 80% of the party's base. So in the 10 years that PNM was in power, where you thought them people went? You thought they're dead? They ain't gone nowhere. They are wrong still. So what do you expect? But one of the important questions that will reveal itself, the answer will come when the Parliament reopens. Because Parliament is reopening in September. So the question you have to ask yourself now, is come September when the Parliament reopens, will Brian Manning declare himself an independent? Given all the drama that we've seen taking place here, what position then is he going to take when the Parliament reopens? Coming soon. Theater near you. Only wait for it. We take a break. Seth Viola Board is up next. We're going to chat with him about obesity. And we want to remind you that Seth, he has the Holistic Health Clinic. And of course, it's all about nutritional therapy. So stop managing those diseases. You have the opportunity to reverse them. And you can book an appointment today by calling Seth. And it's very simple, 279-3935 or 761-1952. You can also order his book, You Are Not Sick, You Are Malnourished. And you can pick it up at RIK bookstores nationwide, Nelson's and Tobago. It's also available on Amazon and Gumroad. They got the digital copy on Gumroad. So keep it right here. Breaking On continues after this. Seth Viola Board and obesity is up next. Don't go anywhere.
My parents' generation grew up with Royal Castle. From the first restaurant in 1968, when that distinctive, tempting aroma hit the air. Like never before, fried chicken with a special blend of local seasonings and a one-of-a-kind flavor down to the bone. Today, Royal Castle still have that same delicious taste, and I love it too. And the kids, they have more to enjoy. For me, the Castle is more than just nice food. It's we own, part of me and you, and is the real flavor of TNT.
Welcome to Car City Trading, your #1 supply of brand new Korean auto parts. Come on down to lot number 78, Bamboo Settlement number 2, Valsayn, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday to get your Hyundai and Kia vehicular needs. Car City Trading has everything your vehicle needs, from a brand new head and blocks to engine parts, transmissions, suspension parts, body parts, electrical parts, braking system, AC system, even the smallest sensor and much more. WhatsApp us today at 704-2246 or call us at 645-2603 and let us be your car parts solution. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok and look out for our monthly deals and promotions. Car City Trading, quality products at unbeatable prices.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE, that is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
Are you tired of managing symptoms without understanding why your body is breaking down? Sedwire's Holistic Health Clinic provides consultation and re-education sessions followed by nutritional therapy programs designed to address the root causes of chronic disease. The clinic works with clients in Trinidad and Tobago and internationally, helping people rebuild the body through correct nutrition, not drugs, supplements, herbs, detoxes, injections, or quick fixes. Sedwire is also the author of You Are Not Sick, You Are Malnourished, a powerful health book that has been the top-selling book on consignment at RIK bookstores nationwide every month since entering the stores. If you're struggling with cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, autoimmune issues, fertility challenges, digestive problems, or other chronic condition, book a consultation and re-education session today. Purchase the book at RIK bookstores nationwide, Nelson's Bookstore in Tobago, Amazon, or Gumroad. Visit setwireclinic.com or call or WhatsApp 0279-3935 or 761-1952. Seth Wires Holistic Health Clinic. Rebuilding the body, reversing disease through nutritional therapy.
Morning and welcome back. So good morning again and morning to Seth Wire aboard. And we're going to talk about obesity. And Seth, the floor is yours. How are you starting this thing with obesity?
All right, so good morning. Stephan Reis, Synergy TV, all of our viewers locally, internationally, and regionally. So obesity. Obesity is one of the fastest growing diseases plaguing the world today. It's actually reached a place of that we say the world is in a state of crisis due to obesity. And many people would say things like, with obesity, people just need to, eat more, eat less and exercise more. That's usually the goal behind it. But we're going to get a little bit more into obesity and understand that obesity is a hormonal thing, is a metabolic thing, is a fuel storage thing. So you'll get a little deeper understanding of it. So let's go to the first diagram and let's see what is obesity. Right? So obesity, excess body fat, not just body weight. So obesity is more to do with body composition. Most people just look at it as being heavy. It's not about being heavy because if you have more muscle mass, you would be heavier because muscle is denser. It has to do with body composition, how much fat you have in relation to muscle mass or what we call lean tissue. All right, so that's what obesity have to do with. So you have the healthy individual, right? As you would see there, then you have overweight individuals, then you have obese, and then you have severe obese or severely obese. All right, so let's go to the second diagram and let's get an understanding of not just the fat, but where the body stores fat. You have where fat is stored matters because you have subcutaneous fat and then you have visceral fat. Subcutaneous fat is the fat that is stored below the skin, right below the skin. That is what makes people look bigger. But then you also have visceral fat, which is the fat that stores around organs. Now, the visceral fat is actually worse and more detrimental to health. And there are certain things that could cause you to store visceral fat more than subcutaneous fat. And I'm saying that because not everybody that is obese is big. You can be what is called skinny obese, all right? You can be thin on the outside and fat on the inside, and the visceral fat is worse. So men have a higher tendency to store visceral fat than women, but also hormones can affect that. Stress can also cause the body to store more visceral fat, and that one is the worst. Of course, when you start taking better care of your health, that visceral fat is the one that the body starts to get rid of first. So it's, even though it's worse, based on how you handle your body, you can get rid of it faster. But let's go to the other diagram and let's see some more. So when it comes to obesity, what causes this fat storage has to do with a lot of things that we put into the body. So of course, sugar and refined carbohydrates. Now, we have to understand that, and this is why I want people to get my book. We need to understand sugar in the full sense of the term. We know about the simple sugars and a lot of the refined carbs, but there are other things that fall into the sugar category that most people need to understand. And we don't have all the time to go into all the details with it, but this is why I encourage people to go out there, get my book. You'll get a full understanding so that you could be able to identify all forms of sugar. But when you consume sugars, that causes your blood glucose levels to rise. So as blood glucose level increase, keep in mind there is always going to be glucose in your bloodstream. But when it rises, your insulin levels start to rise because it causes the pancreas to respond to release insulin, all right? And as we see at the bottom there, food can push glucose up because there is always glucose in your bloodstream. You need to remember that, all right? But when your glucose level is high or you're getting glucose spikes, the pancreas now would have to release more insulin. And insulin is a very interesting hormone. Now, the next slide we're going to go to, we are going to see something here that when it comes to insulin, you have to understand the opposite of insulin, which is the next component, which has to do with glucagon. So let's go to the next diagram, and we'll see here insulin versus glucagon. So insulin stores fuel and glucagon releases fuel. So what happens is insulin would transport the glucose from your bloodstream into your cells. It could also store it as glycogen in your liver, which is excess glucose. It will store it as glycogen. And if there is even more glucose, the rest would be stored as fat. Insulin is not something bad. Insulin is needed by the body. Now, it doesn't just transport glucose alone. There are also proteins that is also insulin would also transport, because you need certain proteins and stuff to get into your cells and so forth. All right, but sugar is what would cause insulin spikes. Now, glucagon is what works in opposite. When glucose levels are low, glucagon is what would cause the glycogen from the liver to be converted back into glucose, and then the body can utilize that for energy. So that would reduce the glycogen storage, and that could even help the body to release energy from fat, because as glucagon level goes up when insulin levels are down, that would cause the body to then take fat and convert fat into fuel. But high insulin levels would be problematic for the body, and what you consume can contribute to that. But there are other things that could also contribute to insulin levels being high as well. So let's go to the other diagram and let's see this here. All right? So high insulin equals storage mode. Insulin would store as glycogen, and then excess sugars, excess glucose would also store as fat, and then the fat would also block the release of glucose from the fat cells, because fat can be broken down into through the lipolysis system back into glycerol and fatty acids. So chronic high insulin levels promote storage. Now let's go again to the next diagram. So obesity isn't just triggered only from foods, because you have other factors that can trigger high insulin levels and could cause insulin resistance as well. So you know, food as one. At the bottom we have chronic stress. So stress would also activate the sympathetic nervous system. When your sympathetic nervous system activates, that increases blood glucose levels, and of course higher blood glucose levels would also trigger higher insulin levels. But we also have in the center there low salt. Low salt. So if salt levels drop too low, that would also activate your sympathetic nervous system. As we see, stress physiology also affects metabolism. So it's not just about, hey, you just have to eat less in order to avoid obesity. You have to understand certain things with regards to the metabolic system, and these are things that a lot of people aren't aware of. So your metabolic state is affected by the food you eat, by your stress levels, and mineral deficiencies as well. Not everybody know about those other factors. Most people are just looking at it from the food factor, all right? But the stress factor and the low mineral factor, these activate sympathetic nervous system, and these things can cause other problems. Now let's go again to the other diagram. So when we understand these factors, then we would understand what we call the insulin resistance loop. So you have where the glucose levels spike. That could be caused from consuming stuff that contains high amounts of sugar, right? Consuming the wrong foods. You could have stressful situations that can also cause the body to overproduce glucose, and then you have mineral deficiencies that can also cause activation of the sympathetic nervous system, which could also cause overproduction of that. That would cause insulin levels to rise. When insulin levels rise, now your cells become more insulin resistant. When your cells become more insulin resistant, that causes your pancreas to then release more insulin. More insulin encourages more fat storage, and then the whole cycle continues. So it's this obesity loop that is taking place, right? So a lot of people are stuck and locked into this loop because there are certain things that they don't understand. And that's why I tell people we need to educate ourselves in order to break free of diseases, and that is what is lacking. This is one of the reasons why I publish my book, why I do my consultations, why I have my nutritional therapy program, because a lot of people think it is very easy to do what I'm doing. No, it is not. You have to take all of these things into consideration when you are guiding people's diet. Not just one aspect alone. It's just not just switch to eating this alone. There's a whole system you have to understand. So let's go to the other diagram, right? So we have to do what we call is the metabolic switch. How can we get the body from a state of storing fat to a state of burning fat? Well, the first step is one has to lower blood glucose. You have to get blood glucose levels low. When you get blood glucose levels low, insulin levels are going to drop. When insulin levels drop now, the body is going to release glucagon, which is going to cause the stored glucose in the liver, called glycogen, to be released, and that would be converted back into glucose. That is called glycogenolysis, right? Glycogenolysis causes the stored glycogen to be converted back into glucose, all right? And then when that diminishes, you have what we call lipolysis, which is where the body now takes the fat and breaks the fat down into glycerol and fatty acids, and then the body now converts that into ketones. And then ketones is what your body can use as an efficient source of fuel. Now, for those that have my book, you'll understand that ketones doesn't cause any glycation.
You're getting me exhausted. Burn me, you know.
And that's why I tell people.
Because this whole process, that seemed like a very... So my body in a state of it's in a loop then?
A lot of people's bodies is in a loop, right? A lot of people's bodies is in a loop. But that's why I tell people...
This is what I gather in here, you know. But go ahead.
And that's why I tell people, what I do might seem simple when I give instructions, but there's a lot of things I have to think of and consider and become aware of. So when I tell people, you know, I have my daily questionnaire for people to fill out, because I need to track to see how the body is operating, the certain biomarkers. I need to look at certain things to understand where or which metabolic system is activated and what needs to be adjusted in order to activate the right system so that the body can burn fat. It is not as simple as you think. So people need to be coached and guided, properly re-educated in order to get over this obesity epidemic. And this is why I will bring back up this, the three pillars. The three pillars, right? So remember the three pillars of health that I showed last week? Let's go to that one here now. The three pillars of health that starts with knowledge. Knowledge, first and foremost, right? So knowledge, discipline, and consistency. Know what your body requires, all right? Without knowledge, you could have plenty discipline and be very consistent at the wrong thing. And this is what the world is doing today. People are disciplined and consistent, but have the wrong information, so that disciplined and consistent running in the wrong direction. With zeal, you know, you have a biblical passage, zeal without knowledge, right? Zeal without knowledge is very problematic, and that is where the world is today. So what I am trying to do, this is one of the reasons why I wrote my book, why I do my consultations and re-education session, is to increase people's knowledge so that they could now properly apply it with the discipline that they have and be consistent, but in the right thing. But you need that knowledge. What I'm doing is not a joke. People will say, oh, but your consultation's expensive and it's only talking. Just knowledge is more powerful than you think. And sitting down with me for an hour and a half, right, is a lot of knowledge I impart with you. And that is also a lot of my time that I'm taking to spend with you, to educate you.
Hour and a half is plenty, boy.
I'm telling you, plenty times it goes over that, right? Plenty times it go over that. Because you need to know, right? But a lot of people want quick fixes. They want to look for a product. People still calling me and asking me what product I have for this, what product I have for that, right? What I could take for this, what I could take for that. It is a process. You need to learn and educate yourself, all right? So go out there, get my book, contact me, book an appointment, come and see me, do a re-education session, get onto my nutritional therapy program and you would reap the benefits. There is no products involved. There is no supplements involved. Those things come in when you refuse to educate yourself. So they're just basically, I would say, taking advantage of a situation when knowledge is lacking. All right?
All right. I learned plenty there, you know. I started to understand what's going on here, you know. All right. Well, that is, of course, that while about, like I said, you could call him 279-3935, or you can WhatsApp him on 7611952, and you can book an appointment today with the Holistic Health Clinic. It's all about nutritional therapy. No supplements, no drugs, nothing like that. Nutritional therapy. You become what you consume. You understand? It's what you consume at the end of the day is how your body responds to what you consume. So get started with that re-education today. We're going to take the final break. When we come back, we have a few birthdays we'll wrap things up with. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this.
Master Ganesh Bhargav offers powerful guidance for all kinds of life problems, doubts, confusion, protection needs, and clarity. His astrology practice comes from a powerful ancestral tribal lineage with over 500 years of astrological and spiritual practice. Bhargavji does not dominate or pressure clients. Instead, he focuses on fixing problems with care and balance. His reunion love spells and death reversal spells are designed to restore harmony and provide lifetime protection. This is not individual effort alone, but collective spiritual power working for you. Many clients notice strong positive changes within a few sessions. Call +1 868 347 2350.
If you're planning an event, make us your first option. At Reality of a Dream, we can make your event memorable. We can assist in planning your corporate functions, moderate gatherings, family occasions, christenings, and more. We also cater for weddings and other special occasions. Our newly renovated venue includes a majestic entryway, which takes you along a path to a fantastic indoor facility which can accommodate up to 80 dining guests. A recently completed fully air-conditioned, beautifully designed wing, which maintains the theme and flow of Reality of a Dream, adds 30 extra seats for dining guests. In total, we can now seat a total of 110 dining guests. Come see for yourself the splendor that awaits you. Walk along the path and make your way to the breathtaking, well-maintained swimming pool and gazebo, and also the entire grounds of Reality of a Dream. We've also updated the Dream Suite, which comes with all modern conveniences, where guests can enjoy the feeling of an exquisite retreat overlooking the entire area. Reality of a Dream caters to professional events. We provide secured parking for guests, so call us at 332-6880 and ask for Harriet, located at number 15 Moses Avenue, San Juan. Reality of a Dream, making dreams come true every day.
Eden Heights Clinic is one of the most advanced state-of-the-art alternative clinics in the Caribbean. They offer a dynamic combination of life-changing treatments, including prelozone therapy, live blood analysis, halotherapy, limb backing, nutritional programs, colon hydrotherapy, weight loss programs, oxygen baths, and more. Their professional doctors, Drs. Carlos Navarro, Bronwyn Navarro, and Brian Thompson, provide consultation services in areas of diabetes detox programs, arthritis, sports injuries, heart disease, high blood pressure, persons suffering with knee, shoulder, and back pain. At Eden Heights Clinic, they understand that your health is your wealth. Get in touch with them to determine which service is the right choice for you. Visit them at any one of their 3 locations at 13 Montague Avenue, Twin City, at 41 Ramsaran Street, Shoguanas, or give them a call at 640-8985 or 613-7571, or send them a WhatsApp to 493-9196. Eden Heights Clinic is your right choice.
All right, people, so we're back. We got some birthdays and we are out of here. Let's get to them immediately. So we got to say happy birthday going out to my swimming coach. Happy birthday going out to my swim coach, Anna Roberts, who taught me to swim not, just a couple weeks ago. Happy birthday, Anil. Have a fantastic day and an even better year ahead. So big up Anil Roberts and happy birthday to you, man. Today's what, the 25th? Yeah, August, boy. All right, no problem. Cool, man. Also, we got to say happy birthday wishes to a wonderful wife, Gayatri Ramnath. Wishing her many more years ahead with good health and strength. Enjoy your day. Coming from her husband, Ramesh Ramnath, and the entire family circle. All right, happy birthday, Gayatri. Then we have, we would like to wish Hezekiah a happy and blessed 8th birthday, coming from his mom, dad, sister, and grandmother. May Jehovah continue to watch over him with lots of love. Hezekiah, good morning to you and happy birthday, man. Also, good morning, Mrs. Stephan. How are you? Hope everything is okay with you and your loved ones. Would like to wish our father, Terence, a happy, blessed birthday. May all his wishes and dreams come true. In Jesus' name, from your family, Mommy, Shannon, Shania, and Helen. Thank you, Stephan. Have a blessed day as always. Happy birthday, Terence. Nice one. Also, happy birthday to a beautiful mother from your 6 children, Ian, Lana, Brian, Barney, Orkin, and Perry. Also from your grandkids and great-grands. Not forgetting the love of your life, 7. All right? We all love you very much and will forever miss you. Happy birthday, Mommy. All right? Nice, man. Heavenly birthday, man. And finally, happy birthday going out to Curtis Kitson. Curtis Kitson celebrates his birthday. This is from your loving mom, Sherry. Wishing you an early birthday, sweetie. In good health, strength, happiness, and prosperity. Stay blessed and enjoy your day. All right? Easy, Kitson. So, that's it for today. Thanks for your calls and your comments. And, of course, thanks, Seth, for the whole conversation on obesity. Tomorrow we have, of course, Acting Sergeant Greenwich and Pastor John will be on. Tomorrow's Wednesday. And we'll see what the pot bubbles up between now and then. All right, people? So until tomorrow, have a great day. We are out. Be safe.
Take care.
Nice.